we try as much as possible to let you know and encourage you that no matter what stage you are in right now in your marriage can succeed, your marriage can work, you can have your dream marriage, you can have that marriage you have always desired to have. And it just takes you being deliberate and being intentional about everything you do, and you can achieve a great marriage. So we're so glad that you're here, and hopefully you learned something new today.
All right, so if you're just joining us, we've been talking about men's mental health.
Mhm.
Even in marriage, the mental
Yeah.
health of a man needs to be watched, needs to be cared for, so that he's in the right state of mind at all times. And we're using this period to create awareness, but not just to create awareness, to also raise support for the males,
Yeah.
especially men in marriage. And let's see what WHO says about mental health. WHO, which is the World Health Organization, defines mental health as a state of well being in
Mhm.
which an individual realizes their own abilities, can cope with normal stresses of life, can work productively, and is able to contribute to their community. So you see that once a man is in a good state of mind,
Yeah.
has good mental health, is able to be productive, able
Mhm.
to contribute even to the growth and development of his family and
Mhm.
his community. So it is
Yeah.
very important that we talk about men's mental health. And last week, we were able to highlight some reasons why we need to focus on men's mental health.
Mhm.
We say that men are the ones that are less likely to seek professional help,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to health and mental health. We also said that the rate of suicide among men is very high. Statistics shows that more men are committing suicide than women. And then
Mhm.
the burdens on them, the societal pressure, the expectation from family, from work, from businesses, from the community on the man is so much
Mm.
that he may even be going down under pressure without knowing it,
Yeah.
and even without the spouse knowing it. And
Knowing. Yeah.
sometimes uh, those signs that show up that should be red flags and a call for help and support for the man end up being interpreted as a need for antagonism,
Mm.
for fight. So there's a need for people to know that sometimes these red flags are actually calls for help. And so
Mhm.
last week we stopped by talking about some signs that you're going to watch out for. That will show that this man needs attention. So maybe we'll start this week recalling some of those signs, and we want to appreciate those who made contribution last week. We had calls from people who said that indeed men are trying,
Mhm.
men are going through a lot, and there was a need to support males, in marriages particularly. So today we will talk about some signs that you as a spouse can watch out for and know that your man needs help. Signs of a man struggling with his mental health or having mental health challenge
Mhm.
or issue. And then we are also going to share with you some contributions from people in the audience, those who have been listening to us from the public. We're going to share with you. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be a loaded edition today.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very loaded, a full package for you today. When you were talking about how the caller last week appreciated the callers, yeah, they appreciated men. I just started thinking the truth is that men don't get appreciated as often as they should get. Men actually appreciated, but I don't think we verbalize the appreciation to them as we ought to. And I think that's one lesson we should learn as we celebrate men and their mental health this period. We should take more time to appreciate them, let them know that what they are doing, we take note of them, we see their sacrifices, the efforts they are making, and all that. I think when someone knows that they are being appreciated, they tend to be able to know that, oh, what they are doing is appreciated and is being acknowledged, and they are able to do more. But sometimes I think men just it just looks as if they are doing so much and they are not being appreciated. They even feel people are not even taking note of what they are doing. And I think that's one thing women should learn to do more often, going forward from now. All right, so we were talking about some signs, just like you said. Sometimes the men can be going through things and they will be right in our eyes, but we are not seeing them. They'll be showing signs, they'll be showing symptoms, but sometimes, like you said, we, instead of helping, we just feel, why is he behaving like this? We begin to antagonize, we begin to fight back, not knowing that it's as a result of what they are going through that they are acting that way. So women need to be more deliberate, more attentive, more sensitive to the needs of a man, especially their mental health need. Because normally men will not come and tell you that I'm having a mental health breakdown, or I'm having a mental health challenge, or I'm doing this. They will even want to hide it from you as much as they can. So it's now in our place as women, as sisters, as mothers, to take note of these little changes that they are showing, and begin to seek help, begin to allow them to talk, to express. Because for some people, just being able to express themselves, to talk about what they are going through, can be very therapeutic, and you don't have to even seek professional medical help. But if we don't take note, we don't even care, how would they be able to feel free to talk? So I think one of the signs we talked about last week was the fact that when they begin to show irritation, they begin to become angry at very little provocation. Maybe something that you usually do before, and they don't pay attention, they don't take note, they don't get offended. By the time you do that, or do something even smaller than that, you see them getting very angry, very upset, and they are so angry and trying to be antagonistic and attack you. Just know that there's something wrong, especially when you know it's not in their character to do that. So that's one sign to tell when your man, your husband, your brother, your father, any male figure around you is going through a mental health breakdown.
Yeah, sometimes when a man gets easily angered or
Mm-hmm.
irritated, instead of wondering that something is wrong, the woman, maybe his wife, will now want to match anger for
For anger,
anger.
yeah.
And at the end of the day, instead of helping the man out, you are compounding the issue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the gentle spirit is actually the strength of the woman.
Yeah.
You can actually counter that anger with a gentle
With a
spirit, and you just
gentleness.
calm him down, you just disarm him,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
before you know it, you just let out what has been
Yeah.
troubling him. But
Yeah.
when you decide to match it anger for anger, you compound the issue, and you just get him angrier, the more, and it just makes the whole state, his mental state, worse,
Mm-hmm.
and you won't want that to be. So we want to plead with the wives, to be more sensitive.
Yeah, I
If
think
your
that's the word.
gentleman, your husband, starts showing some signs of anger, which he wasn't showing before, it may not just be because he's not happy with you.
Mm-hmm.
It may be that he's not happy with some situations in his life,
Life, yeah.
and he just busts out,
Mm.
uncontrollably. So you need to talk with him, and then if there is need to call for help,
Yeah.
call for help.
Mm-hmm.
For me, no matter what, it shouldn't get violent.
Mm.
If it's getting violent, please call for help immediately.
Yeah.
Another sign you're going to see is withdrawal from families,
Mm.
families and friends. Maybe he's someone who is family oriented, he's someone who is social, and all of a sudden you see him withdrawing,
Mm-hmm.
keeping to himself, doesn't want to go for social activities, doesn't want to connect with families. Sometimes he may even ignore some phone calls coming
Mm.
in, and you wonder, but why? It could be just that he's troubled. He
Mm-hmm.
just feel he's not in the right state and frame of mind to answer such a call,
Yeah.
or to go for such social events. So once you see your man withdrawing, know that something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you like going out together, you like going for social events together, and all of a sudden he tells you he doesn't feel like going, you can go alone. Instead of getting angry
Mm.
and bringing war home, fighting with him,
Mm.
just talk out. Ask why.
Yeah.
I keep saying that the greatest question is why.
Hmm.
To ask why, not why, and ask it in a gentle way so that
Yeah.
you can get the right answer and the
Response.
result. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is the sleep pattern. When you notice their sleep pattern has changed, maybe they are sleeping more or sleeping less, or, something just is different about their sleep pattern. That's also another sign that you can take note of and then begin to find solution, find help for them, and don't just complain, or, just make sure that you do something about it,
Yeah.
because that's a sign that shouldn't be ignored, because this sign can even affect their health generally. So yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes when a man is worried, he loses sleep.
Sleep,
He
yeah.
can stay awake overnight,
Hmm.
not able to sleep,
Hmm.
thinking of so many things,
Yeah.
looking at the ceiling, coming back to the sitting room, picking papers, trying to write out. So take note if your man is not getting enough sleep.
Mm.
And another way you can see that play out is when he's sleeping more than usual.
Mm.
That could be like trying to escape from the reality
Yeah.
of life. So I watch the sleep pattern of your husband or of your man. If he's undersleeping or oversleeping,
Oversleeping.
it could be a sign that there's something wrong with his mental health.
Yeah, we also talked about losing interest in their hobbies. Once you notice that what they like doing, they have suddenly lose interest. They no longer feel interested. They are no longer interested in doing what they love doing. Usually, you see them, maybe they go for a walk, they go for exercise. They like doing one thing or the other that you've taken note of, and all of a sudden, it just stops without explanation. It's not like they had injury or anything. Just know that probably they are going through something that they don't want to come out to talk about. So
Yeah. Another major red flag is substance
use,
abuse.
yeah.
It could be drug, it could be alcohol, it could be any substance, psychoactive substance. If you
Mm-hmm.
notice increased use and abuse of such substance, please know that your man needs help
Mm-hmm.
urgently. Instead of quarreling with him, fighting with him,
Yeah.
seek help, talk with him, and see how you can be of help to him.
Yeah, so another point is difficulty in concentration. When they no longer concentrate about anything, on anything, you see them, they get easily distracted, they can't concentrate, they want to do something, they can't concentrate, they can't pay attention to anything they want to do. That's a serious red flag, because it means that their minds are not stable, so they are not even able to focus on something at a time. So that's a sign that you should take note of when you notice your man doing that.
Yeah, closely related is forgetfulness.
Hmm.
I remember while in the university, for those who went to the same university with me around the same time, you will know this story, so I won't call the person's name. There is a lecturer, a very respected lecturer, that drove his car. That was when the president then increased their salaries, and so many lecturers now got cars, and
I
he
can
drove his
imagine what
car.
you want to say is
Yeah,
going
he
to be
drove
really
his car
funny.
to the university, and after the day's event, he walked back home. As in, he got transport and went back
Like
home.
for real.
Yeah, for real. So it was when he got home, they started asking him about
Where's your
his
car?
car.
Oh
So
my
it can get that bad. That people
god.
get
Oh,
forgetting
that was a
things.
serious
Yes,
case of mental health
there are times that people
breakdown.
even forget
Like,
that they brought a car, or even where they parked the car, forget to pick their children from school, forget
yes.
to get something that they plan, forget their anniversary. Some people forget naturally, but
Uh,
when you see people that don't easily forget, now start
mm,
forgetting things,
mm,
just know that something is wrong. So instead of you getting angry that how could you,
yeah.
please know that that man needs
He
help.
needs serious help because
Calm him down. He's going through a lot of
mm-hmm,
pressure.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and another thing is when the person is feeling hopelessness and there is this feeling of worthlessness, they just feel like they are hopeless, there is no future, they cannot. That's a sign. Like they just give up. They've already given up on life. They don't see any good thing coming their way. That's a serious sign that they are showing that all is not well. They are not mentally sound. So that's a sign that you should not joke with when you notice.
Yeah, and that's related to the expectations that are placed on men.
Hmm.
There is this high expectation. So when a man feel he's not able to meet up with such expectation, and he
Yeah.
has tried his best, he has
Hmm.
tried a lot, he will just feel hopeless. And
Hmm.
that is also connected to the suicidal thought. Like,
Yeah.
what am I alive for?
For.
If what I'm doing is not working out,
Mm-hmm.
why am I still living and watching my
Hmm.
family suffer? Why am I still living and not meeting up to the expectations my family has of me or the society has of me? So please, when you notice that your man is saying some words like he's a failure or there is
Yeah.
no hope, what's
Hmm.
there in the future? I've tried
Hmm.
my best, I've not seen the desired result.
Yeah.
What else would I do?
Hmm.
What else is there? Just know that that's the red flag, and you need to save that man's life, by paying attention to his mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at this point we need to also talk about some things the woman can do to
Yeah.
help the man. When you see these signs, of course, these are not exhaustive, but
Mm-hmm.
for the time frame of this program, let's share some points we have before we go on music break, and then we now hear from others.
Yeah, so there are so many ways that a woman can be of help, because when this mental health issue starts, the very person closest to the man, especially when he's a married man, is the wife. And you shouldn't ignore any sign. You shouldn't just allow things to slide. You shouldn't just say, oh, he will come out of it, or and then just move on. No, it's good you take out time and pay attention to them and find a way to help, because the truth is that you can actually help. You can actually do something. No matter how little you do, you are doing something. And when someone knows that they are being helped, someone is trying to help them, they also want to do their best to get better. But it gets worse when nobody really cares, and it's showing like, oh, the wife I even have, or the sister, brother around does not care. So why should I even go on living? What's the use? So women, we need to pay attention. We need to take care of men in any way we can. So one way as a woman, don't say you can't do anything. No matter how little, you can do something. And one thing you can do is to learn to listen to them. Sometimes, just like we said, and this is a popular knowledge, men don't really like talking about their personal problem. They don't really like sharing. Because when you even see men talk, maybe they talk about politics, they talk about football, they talk about other things that are not so personal, but you hardly see them talk about their personal issues. So you want to sit with them and allow them to talk. Ask them, how are you doing? What's the problem? What's going on? I noticed this about you. Why is this? Just let them talk, let them pour out. And once they begin to talk like that, once they begin to pour out, one thing you can do is not to judge them. Listen without judging them. Listen without the mindset of judgmental. Don't listen as though you want to judge them. Just let them pour out, because that's really what they want. Yes, there are many things you would want to say that, oh no, why did you do this? But that's not the time you should be doing that. Just allow them to pour, because one thing with pouring out, when someone begins to pour out and they notice, even from your facial look, that you're judging them, they will stop. And you won't get much from them. And how do you want to help someone who is not coming out, who is not talking? So, first of all, you want to listen, and listen empathetically, not judgmentally, so that they can be able to pour out all they have. Yeah, to you.
Yeah, and uh, very closely related is the art of questioning. You
Mm-hmm.
need to learn how to ask the right question,
Question, yeah.
genuinely
Mm.
showing concern. So while you're listening, learn to ask the right question, to
Mm.
probe in the right way, in a way that will make the man feel safe and comfortably. And you ask questions about how he is coping with the
Mm.
stresses of life. Don't think that your man has no stress.
Mm.
Just once in a while, ask genuine question. How
Yeah.
are you doing, darling, honey?
Mm.
Whatever name you call
Yeah.
him. How are you doing? How are you coping with the stress of work? How are you coping with the financial situation? How are
Mm.
you coping with business? How are you coping generally? I hope we're not a stress to you, or just ask. And
Mm-hmm.
even as you ask the question, also give words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Let him know that you appreciate the efforts he's making,
Making.
how he's coping, how he's providing for the family. And even if there are challenges, financial challenges, appreciate his efforts,
Mm-hmm.
that he's not laid back, and that you understand that this situation is actually a burden to him. But let him know that he means a lot to you, even more than anything in this
Yeah.
world,
Yeah.
more than anyone too,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Very, very, very important. Closely related is to encourage him. Encourage him. Let him know that, oh, what he's doing well. And if there are places where you can manage, maybe you see he's struggling so much to meet up a certain need, you can offer to say, oh, we can manage here, we can do this, we can adjust here. Just let him know that you feel him. And then you can also encourage a healthy routine. If you notice maybe stress at work, stress in different places, you can advise him, you can encourage him to do it this way, maybe do it that way, because maybe they'll just be going. They don't know that what they are doing can be done in a different way that can actually give them ease in life. And so you can prefer solution, you can prefer counsel, and just give them encouragement generally that will help them cope.
Yes, yes. And talking about routine, there are things you can do, like the exercises that help in reducing stress,
Yeah.
encourage him to take a walk,
Mm-hmm.
encourage him,
Mm-hmm.
to go for social events,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
like music is therapeutic. You can also encourage him to listen to music. You can decide to play music at home and listen together, dance together, the right music, and you could watch movies together, just do
Yeah.
things that will ease off pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also encourage him to seek professional help.
Yeah.
Men on their own would not want to seek help
Mhm.
because you are
And this
supposed to
part
be
of
a
the
man.
world.
Yes, you're supposed to be a man. So
Yeah.
why do you want to seek help,
Mm-hmm.
from another man, or maybe a woman who is the health professional? But let him see that there is nothing wrong in seeking professional help.
Mm-hmm.
If it has to do with seeking the help of a counselor, a therapist, or even go to the health facility to have the right diagnosis or the right referral to the right profession. Now, that can be of help to you. It's best to receive help and be
Yeah.
alive than not to receive help
At
and be
all.
dying silently.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage him to seek help.
Yeah. And prompt help.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
prompt care saves life.
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying that.
Yeah. All right. So
I think,
we'll we'll
yeah,
we'll,
at
we'll
this
take a
point we'll
pause
take
now.
a break,
Yes.
listen to music, and when we come back, we're going to play the voice notes from some of you out there who have been listening to us. Don't go anywhere. We'll soon be back.
All right, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the music. Well, we'll take a pause now to listen to other people and hear what they had to say concerning what we are discussing today, men's mental health in marriage. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly.
Wow, thank you, darling Iman Gloria, for the great work you're doing for your generation to ensure marriages are stable, marriages flourish, marriages are peaceful. These questions, the question you have asked now is very important, that men's health should be cared for. Why is it important to care for men's health? Men are the head of families, and if their health, particularly their mental health, is not stable, nobody will be at peace. So it's very important that their mental health is um, of priority to every member of the family. And men go through a lot in life that can affect their mental health. They have to think about how to care for their family. They think about how to provide for the needs of the home. They have primary assignments in their workplaces and things like that. So those are some of the things they go through that can affect their mental health. And what women could do to help men, especially their husbands, is to ensure that they are not put under unnecessary mental stress. You see, men are physically designed to handle physical stress. They can carry heavy weights. They can, walk do a lot of hard work physically. They can drive long distances now and come and still, be able to handle a lot of things. But when you put them through some mental stress, there could be small things, but they are not designed for that, like domestic stress, buy things in the market, care for children. They are not designed for that. So we'll try, women should try to ensure that they are not put through or compared to other men. You see, that man is doing this, those things affect their health and their mental health. So we should try and not put them through certain domestic stress or nag at them or compare them to other men. And men, you are great. You're doing a lot for their families. I want to encourage you, even if things are not going as you desire, don't allow that stress to get to your head. Just ask for God's grace to go through and make the best out of your life and be there for your family and for the nation. God bless you. Thank you.
My name is Christy Akwami. I'm a pastor and a pastor's wife. It's important to care for men's health and especially their mental health because men are hardly expressive. They bottle up issues and feelings rather than speak out. And it's been said that the problem shared is half solved. So we expect men to speak out and share their problems. Men go through a lot. They go through pressures of meeting up with demands of the family, demands which could be financial, emotional and social needs, meeting emotional and social needs, providing leadership for the family, even their physical presence is needed. So all this could be a form of pressure that they go through. And women can do a lot to help our men or our husbands. We can do so by providing support and assistance. Where the woman is in the position to provide for the immediate needs of the family, she can do so without necessarily feeling superior or showing some form of superiority. She should know that she's there for that purpose and for such a time as this. Women can also show a lot of understanding and encouragement to their husbands. This will go a long way to help our husbands. I want to salute the courage of our men, and we pray that God will continue to relieve them of their burdens. They will live long to enjoy the fruits of their sacrifices. We appreciate your labors.
Hello, my name is Trux. It's very important to care for men's health because, in particular, their mental health. In fact, both of them go hand in hand. Because men, we're just used to running around, trying to survive, trying to put one or two together for our family to be okay. And we're going through a lot of stress. You see a man will be having headaches, or a headache, or a continuous headache, non-stop headache, or even a back problem, and he'll just swallow paracetamol or take Panadol, and he's still moving on. And then the headache or pain is signaling to the body that something is wrong. So it's just like on your car, when a light is blinking, when that red light is blinking on your dashboard, it's showing you that there's a fault that you need to look at, like something is wrong, look at this thing. And if you keep going and you don't pay attention to it, then something bigger is going to happen, which you start looking for a mechanic, engine might go bad, you have to drop your engine and all of that. So it's the same thing with us men. We think we don't really think about our health. It's not that we think because we are men and stuff, but we just don't think about our health in any way. We just see, we need to run around, we have to do this, we have to do that. So we don't even think about the health. That's the thing. So it's when things now go off and go bad that we start paying attention to it, and sometimes it can be late for some people. That's why you see some people just drop and die and stuff. So that too, like, men also need appreciation. And appreciation, a little thank you can go a long way. That's it. I think women should just appreciate too. Learn to appreciate the little, even it's not what you're expecting, and this might be inconsequential, but then not all men are stupid. A lot of men actually look out for their family, and when they go out, they have good intentions, but then it's like what I expected, what I ordered versus what I got. you're expecting something, and then what you get is minute and all of that. It's just a little thank you and the pat on the back can go a long way to encouraging the man to head out the next day and do a lot again and push and all of that and fight and push for more to come in. So that's it.
My name is Mrs. Sandra Collins. I'm a legal practitioner. It's very important to care for the mental health and the general well-being of a man in marriage for longevity and also for productivity. If a man must be productive and live long, the mental health of this man or the man must be well taken care of, because men go through a whole lot. The system of Nigeria alone is even enough to make the health of a man excruciate, and also with the fact that we grew up knowing that a man should be strong, a man should bear pain, a man should many men try to bottle up what they go through because they don't want to feel weak, as a man. But I want the men to, come out, speak out always, and find help when you can, seek for help when you can, and it's going to help them. Okay, having to care for the family, provide for the family, give the home what you really want. It's enough. It's enough to make the man go down. Okay, as women, what we can do to take care of our husbands or the men, try to make the home peaceful, make the home accommodating for the man. When the man is feels tired and wants to speak, you are subtle, accommodating to the man. It will help the man, and help the health of a man. You can care for the man and help the man financially, support financially as helpmates that we are, as the Bible has instructed. Support the man, help the man, and also try as much as possible to pray for the man whenever he goes out, and make him feel special always. Emotionally, you care for the man too. It will help the man to go a long way. I want all the men to know that you are the best. You are unique. We can't get a better husband other than you. You're the best father. You are the best husband. You are the best of your kind. And greatness is your identity. You may not have all you want now, but definitely you will get there. The sky is just your stepping stone. You get to the zenith in Jesus' name. God bless all the men out there. We love you. We love you.
Hello world, it's your girl Sheila Oizatimang David. And here's my take on men's mental health. Men shoulder a lot of responsibilities. One, the responsibility for the family that comes from them. Two, the responsibility of the family that they come from. Men have dependent relatives. Men have the responsibility to look out for their parents if their parents are alive, to ensure that everything's working out fine for other members of the family, as well as to ensure a balance in their own family. And sometimes this comes with exhaustion mentally, physically, and in all other ways as well. Over the years, societal norms have taught men that they should be strong all the time, and men are not supposed to be weak. They're not supposed to break. They're not supposed to say anything, even when things might not be going their way. But it's been proven that many of our dearest friends, our dearest men in the society have passed either for one underlying mental health issue or issues that were unresolved. And many a times we find that in a way or two, it pertains to the family. And that's where I would like to urge women to be more supportive emotionally to their husbands, to give their husbands and their brothers, the men in their lives, the avenue to talk and not be misunderstood. The avenue for the men to always express to the men in their lives that they are loved and not seen to be useless. Many women have either unconsciously or consciously made that statement that a certain man is useless, either because he's not meeting up to the financial obligations that he's been assigned to by God as the head and provider of the family. So therefore, I would like to use this medium to appeal to women that they should, one, be more accommodating, be more tolerant, love more, trust their spouses, their husbands more, provide more moral support to their husbands and encouragement to their husbands, because it goes a long way to actually strengthening your husband to be able to go out there and conquer in the world. Lastly, I would like to give a special shout out to my darling husband. I see you, I love you, and I appreciate every single thing you do for our family. Wishing you all the best. Cheers.
My name is Cecilia Amina Maman. Yes, it's very important for men to take care of their mental health. Mental health is life itself. Mental health has to do with emotional, psychological, and social well-being of man. It is the total man, without which man cannot live very well as expected, or without which life is not even in existence at all. So mental well-being, mental health for men is very important. There can be so many factors that can affect the total well-being of men, from financial stress, societal stress, family stress, health challenges, workplace-related stress. All these and more that I've not mentioned here can affect the total well-being of men. So men are supposed to live positive. Men are supposed to live positive. They are not to over stress themselves by thinking, overthinking, and having sleepless nights that could even give them this negative well-being. Women can be of help to men to minimize negative mental health to men. Most importantly, men that are married, their wives could be of help through their good disposition, through their counseling, through their positive words, through their positive body language, and lending an helping hand when there is need for. For example, when a man have a financial stress, possibly when one of the sons is to go back to school, and money is not forthcoming for the man to send him or her back to school, there is the tendency for the man to be stressed up, to be disturbed, to have sleepless nights. Such moments, their wives are expected to be of help by their goodwill words, by bringing out if they have. If they have, they should be able to lend a hand at such a time. There is nothing bad when the woman has and she bring out to solve the problem at such a time, to fill in the vacuum, to fill in the emptiness. That is the essence of relationship. That is the essence of the helper that she is. That is the essence of the family. And that brings joy. That stabilizes the psychology, the emotional stress, burdens, energy of the man. Yes. So this is very essential. And I want to encourage the men that having done all, when you have tried, when you have worked hard, when you have prayed, when you are expecting, and it's not yet there, it's good to trust God. It's good to have positive mind. It's good to lay all at your Father, at Jesus' feet. He said, cast your burdens upon me, for I cares for you. God cares for you. Aside from your wife, the children, your family members that cares for you, God cares most for you. So men, don't stress up. We want you to live positive. We want you to live longer. Live long, yes. And I want to say kudos to the men out there. Yes. I want to say kudos to the men out there. I want to say kudos. Well done to my husband, Dr. Emmanuel Maman.
Hello, everyone. This is Love Day, and I'm here to talk about what is important to care for men's health and the mental health in particular. Well, as a man, it is very important to take care of your mental health because everything revolves around your sanity as a man. Your family, immediate family, those around you in your workplace, they feel the effect of your mental health. If it's good, they'll feel the positive effect. If it's bad, they feel the negative effect. Now it ripples down to everything you do. Your business, your workplace feels the effect of your mental health, whether either good or bad. So it is very important you take very good care of your mental health. And several factors can affect or trigger a poorly managed mental health, ranging from stress from work, financial burdens, health issues, stress from the family front, different things, pressures, and there are so many things. Even poor managed health can affect your mental health too as a man. So it is very, very important you take good care of yourself. Don't overthink. Find out time to rest. Get multiple sources of income if possible, so that to cushion the effect of all these single income pressures and stuff like that. So as a man, get a multiple income streams of income so that you will not mount pressure on yourself. Then our wives also, people, families around, they can also assist in managing our mental health by giving us a good and a healthy living space and environment. Imagine a man coming home from work with all the stress and to meet a nagging wife, or to meet someone, a family that is not welcoming or homely. The man need to trigger up his mental health, and everybody will feel the negative effect of that. So please, men, find time to rest. Our women at home, please give us a good environment that will calm our head down when we're stressed out. Okay? So thank you to all men out there. I doff my cap for you. You're doing well. You're doing well. May God Almighty empower you the more.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for this topic. It's so important. Like, mental health for men is a very crucial topic that I'm so glad that we get to discuss it, because you don't find it just there out there. Men go through a lot. Mental health too is a must check for men, because as a man, you there's this inbuilt of responsibility. You didn't create yourself. That's how God created them. Even from childhood, they already knowing, it's already in them. They already know that they are responsible for one thing or the other. And then growing up, and the more you're growing, the more the responsibilities are getting to you as a man. That alone is the reason for the mental health to be checked. You get, but one thing is that men don't usually, they are not those kind of people that you just find wanting to just say what is in their mind. You get, so as a wife, as a mother, as a someone that has a sister, you want to position yourself to be there for your man, be there for these men, let them talk. One thing that I do personally, that I feel like if we do more of it, we would get better health, mental health stuff for men. Is I do routine talks. Like, I schedule it. I don't just think in my head that I'm talking to them. I want to hear them out. I want to hear, oh, what is this man thinking? What is my brother? What is in his mind? Sometimes, your dad, you want to find out how is it going. That's the system that we have as women that really works for us, right? We have that, but it's not there like that for men. So men need to, you want to have a system around you where a man can just easily come and talk to you and find real solutions. If you don't just a listening ear is enough to help the man's mental health. You understand? So I just want to give a huge shout out to all the men in my life. You guys are doing amazing, and I'm passionate about it, that the works of your hands will never go down in the name of Jesus Christ. Shout out to my dad, my brothers, my husband, my son, and every man all over the world, every man that is positioning themselves as responsible men. I pray for you that you will never ever ever be stranded in Jesus' name. God is your father, and the same way you have been positioned to father others, you will not lack father, in Jesus' name. Amen. Love and celebrate all the men in my life.